the same.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a Valentine's Day makeup tutorial with this look right here. I just wanted to do something a little bit more bronzy and smoky on the eyes, keeping it very simple, and then have a little bit more fun with the lip color. So I went for a nice bright Barbie pink. You don't have to wear this look purely for Valentine's Day. If you just like it and you want to wear it, go ahead and just wear it for another occasion. I actually don't have plans on Valentine's Day this year myself. I honestly have never really done anything on Valentine's Day. So if you don't have plans either, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal at all. So if you guys are curious to see how I created this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. So to start off today's look, I'm going to be going in with my Burberry Cashmere Foundation. This is in the shade Beige number 26. And I am going to be taking 2 pumps of this on the back of my Real Techniques sponge. The first pump kind of comes out as a half pump, and I do find that this foundation has great coverage, but because it is a thicker formula, I do think that I need more than just 1 pump. Typically, I like to stick to just 1 pump of foundation for my whole face, but I do 1.5, 2 pumps of this foundation. It doesn't sit any heavier on the skin, but it allows the product to kind of be dispersed a little bit easier when you have just a little bit more of this particular foundation. Now that we've evened out our base, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I use the shade Neutralizer. And now I'm going to go ahead and use the angled part of my sponge to push that product into the skin. You don't want to swipe. When you're putting on concealer, you definitely do want to push it into the skin. That's going to ensure that you get the most amount of coverage from your product. If you're swiping, you're actually going to take product away. So if you're having issues getting a lot of coverage from your concealers, try pushing it into the skin instead of swiping it and see if it works a little bit better for you. Now before that creases, I'm just taking the 2 lighter highlight shades out of my Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Palette, and I'm setting my under eye area. So I'm just taking these 2 shades right here and setting this whole area. So now let's go ahead and work on the eyes, and then we will move back to the face. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my Makeup Geek Single Shadows palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. You can use any neutral brown shade that you want. I'm just going to use a mixture of a couple of them, I guess, in my palette. Literally use any browns that you have. And I'm taking it on a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna throw it into the crease. It doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be tidy, you don't have to be precise about the application. You just wanna make sure that you have something super seamless and blended out up in this upper crease area, kind of close to your brow bone, because the color that we're gonna be blending out all over the lid is a cream shadow, so we do wanna make sure that we have something like super seamless peeking out in the background of it, so we don't have to work so hard when we're blending out the cream. So now for the lid shade, I'm going to be using this Giorgio Armani liquid shadow. This particular color right here is their Fall Winter 2015 eye tint, so it's pretty old, but they do have tons of colors of these, especially in a more bronzy shade like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the applicator and I'm just going to do 1 swipe across the lid, kind of close to the lash line right here, and I'm just going to put it on 1 eye at a time and work slowly. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a blending brush. This is a Sigma E25, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of very lightly pick up some of this product while it's still wet, and then as I'm picking up product on my brush, I'm going to slowly kind of feather this color upward all over the lid. And then I'm going to kind of do back and forth windshield motions and kind of like wiggle the product around. And I'm trying to get it like right below the crease. So now the product is pretty much mostly dry, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more just right in the center. And again, working with very little product at a time because you want to make sure that you can move it before it dries. And again, I'm just feathering this product and moving it exactly where I want it. And because I don't have too much product on the lid, It's gonna make this process a lot easier, because if you have too much product, you're gonna be able to move it too much, and we really want to move it right where we want it. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. I'm gonna take just one swipe across close to the lash line, and then I'm gonna start feathering it upward. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here. This is Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek, and I'm taking it on a soft dome brush by Makeup Geek as well. I know that she repackaged her brushes. These are from a while ago, but I like that it kind of like comes to a point, but it also is super easy to blend out the shadow. And I'm just going to first initially place the shadow right in the center of the crease right here, and then I'm gonna do back and forth motions from inner corner to outer corner to blend that shadow from Armani, the cream one, into the other shadows in the crease. And then I'm also gonna kind of wing out this outer part of the eye just a little bit, just because I prefer more of a cat eye look on my eye shade, because I feel like it elongates and lifts them. Now this step is totally unnecessary, but you can do it if you want. If you have some sort of shadow that looks like this is the Ish Smoky palette, and this shade right here is called Shady. You can also use NARS Galapagos, or I swear I saw one in another palette recently. Or if you have Baby I'm a Star by Anastasia Beverly Hills, it's in a few palettes, then you can use that. Just any sort of like brown shade that has gold reflex in it. So I'm just gonna pick it up on that same brush that we placed down the cream shadow with, and I'm just going to kind of pick it up on the side of the brush like this, tap off the excess, and then I'm going to push the shadow down just to add a bit more intensity. Now again, for the lower lash line, take any brown transition shade that you have. Since I'm here and I'm holding this palette, I'm going to take this shade Serious, and I'm using a smudge brush by Sigma. This is the E21, and I'm just going to wiggle it super close to my lower lash line. I kind of like to drag out the shadow from the lower lash line, like as if the lower lash line was extending outward. That's where I extend my shadow. And then I blend it back up into this blending work, and it creates that cat eye sharp look. Now for mascara, I always use my L'Oreal Telescopic. I'm just gonna put on a few coats of this. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the face. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, and I'm gonna be using the bronzer to bronze up my skin today and contour my nose. And this is a Real Techniques blush brush, but I use it for bronzer. For blush today, I'm going to go into my Cheekathon blush palette by Benefit, and I am going to use a mixture of the shades Dandelion and Rockateur, and I'm going to put that further back on my cheeks. I love this palette. I don't know why they didn't make it permanent. Now, I'm actually not going to put on any powder highlight because I just don't like how it's been looking on my skin recently, because I've been having a lot of texture issues. So I'm just going to move on to lips, and for lips, I'm going to be lining them first with this NYX retractable pencil in Nude Pink. And then I'm going to be using this Laura Mercier Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick in the shade Fab. And I know that these kind of have more of a rounded tip to them, but just so you know, there is a sharpener at the end of them, and you can kind of fix the shape. So that's what I'm going to do quickly right now. And I'm going to go ahead and just apply it to the lips. You know, I'm actually going to add a little bit of black eyeliner smudged into my lash line a little bit, just because I feel like it's missing something. So I just kind of lined my eyes and wiggled it into my lash line. This is the Ish eyeliner in Blackout, and I really like it a lot. and then this is the completed look. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.